This brand new video is about Sochi, the main sea resort in Russia. Every year, millions of tourists go to Russian California to sunbathe on overcrowded beaches, to live for a couple of weeks in blocks of flats at the price of elite real estate, swim in the crystal clear sea, and then sunbathe inside those blocks of flats for half of the vacation due to getting a rotavirus infection in coastal waters of the Black Sea. In fact, Sochi is a world-famous city because it held the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. The Winter Olympic Games in a city located in a subtropical climate where temperatures are above zero even in winter. As you may guess, Sochi is a very peculiar city. Someone considers it chaotic and poorly landscaped, while for someone, there is no better place on earth. Typically, the influx of tourists to Sochi happens in the summer months and early autumn during the beach season. It became interesting for me to visit the capital of Russian South during the non-tourist season, so Sochi became the final destination of my train-hopping journey from Dagestan. Alright, let's see what Russian Miami is like.
Probably not the best spot for sleeping, but pretty much suitable for me this night. My train gave me a lift almost to the central station of Sochi. I arrived there, I believe, at 2:30 a.m. and didn't have a place to stay, of course. But here is literally no space to set a tent. I made the decision to walk to some sort of cemetery and found this old graveyard. Pretty much hidden, safe and peopleless. So here I had pretty reasonable sleep. Unfortunately, the sky is gloomy, super gloomy, but at least the temperature is relatively high, plus 17 degrees above zero. Just imagine, this is 40 degrees higher than in my hometown at the moment. That's craziness. I'm so proud of the fact that I'm eventually reached the Russian California. Look at that, this is the palm in front of me. I love them, absolutely love them.
I began my urban exploration of Sochi from the least expected place of interest, from the so-called residential garages, also known as Sochi favelas. These are garages, many of which have been converted into living area. Most of the garages have additions in form of several floors, where people usually live. The emergence of this kind of housing is explained, on the one hand, by high real estate prices in Sochi and low purchasing power of the population. On the other hand, uncontrolled construction was caused by gaps in Russian legislation that arose in the 90s. Garages began to be actively populated during economic recession. Residential garages, like Brazilian favelas, are notorious for crime. Tracking the activities of criminals and illegal businessmen in such places is difficult. At the same time, the garages cannot be demolished because they are private property. From the inside, garages look like ordinary small apartments. The cost of such a garage can vary from 2 to 8 million rubles.
I do love palm trees. There are very few places in Russia where you can see real palms. And Sochi is one of them. It is located in subtropical climate area. I definitely would like to live in a place with palms.
In general, there are not many attractions in Sochi. The most beautiful building in the city is the marine station. Its rooms have been converted into brand stores, but it doesn't spoil the exterior. The next day I visited the Arboretum, a park with a huge variety of trees and shrubs. I noticed numerous palm trees there and was excited about it. I also found sequoias there, one of the tallest tree species on Earth. Then I visited the Ordzhonikidze Sanatorium, one of the best examples of Soviet architecture in Sochi. The sanatorium was built in 1937 in the style of Stalin neoclassicism. In 2010, the sanatorium was either closed for restoration or abandoned. Today, anyone can freely walk around the territory of the sanatorium and look closely at the details of the design of the building and the surrounding area. The sanatorium has its own funicular, which now also does not operate.
Absolutely incredible mosaic of Lenin at the downtown of Sochi. Here it is. Well, most of the embankment at Sochi is closed, but there are some posters, some placards by architects how it's gonna look. And let me say that if this project will eventually be realized, it's gonna be probably the best embankment in the entire country.
The next day I moved to Adler, one of the districts of Big Sochi. Sochi is a huge urban agglomeration where one settlement smoothly turns into another. Adler has its own large railway station, which I consider to be one of the best in Russia. It was built for the 2014 Olympic Games and looks more like an airport.
With the view on the Black Sea. Look at that. This is absolutely stunning. The train from Moscow has just arrived at Adler station. You see the wagons here are appropriate for European railways. Its clearance is suitable for riding in Poland, Czech Republic, and any kind of European country. There are some consist of such trains. Some of them are going south, some north, to Helsinki, for example, Finland. And here is the one that goes to Adler. A couple hours later, after arrival to Adler, I decided to visit Olympic Park because this is one of the most significant places at the city. The first thing I want to mention is such incredible bus terminal with numerous palm trees. So right in front of Olympic Park railway station there are Olympic rings. As you know, each ring symbolizes a continent that takes part in Olympic Games. On the one hand, the fact that Sochi was the home of Winter Olympic Games sounds absurd because the climate here is like tropical, you see? This is natural palms, they are not fake. But the thing is that all the competitions of Olympic Games were arranged at the mountains, at Krasnaya Polana district. There is enough snow, trust me. And here is Sochi amusement park and its violet roller coaster. Before the building of this Olympic Park, here used to be Emirutinskaya lowland with a specific ecosystem. Here used to be a lot of swamps, and that was the most appropriate place from the point of view of the government to build the park. And despite the fact that they demolished everything around it, they saved the cemetery. Here is Old Believer Cemetery that was saved while building this park. You can see some graveyards. This white thing that has the form of torch used to be an Olympic torch. Here we are at the coast of Black Sea again. Probably not the best time to swim. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. Still not sure if I should swim in these waters or not. Absolutely pleasant McDonald's right at the sea coast.
The next day I went to Krasnaya Polana, the largest Russian ski resort where the Olympic Games took place. I got to Krasnaya Polana in 40 minutes from Adler by a high-speed train. This railway line was built for the Olympic Games, but trains still operate here. I arrived at the terminal station called Rosa Hutor and ended up in the village of Esta Sadok, designed as a European city. There is a town hall, but the buildings there are mostly hotels. The mountain river Mzymta flows through the village, and at the root of the mountains there are some cable car stations. Due to the huge queue of people willing to buy tickets, I decided to hitchhike to the Olympic Village, located 1,150 meters above sea level.
Well, now it's clear why Winter Olympic Games took place in Sochi. Because the winter also exists here. And here are supposed to live the members of national crews of the countries who took part at Olympic Games. But now these buildings are used as hotels at ski resorts. I don't regret that I don't have a ski pass, but at the same time I regret. I kind of want to ride this cable car to do some snowboarding and skiing. But at the same time I don't. Just the area itself is beautiful, and for me it's kinda enough, but at the same time it's kinda not enough.
The last place I planned to visit in Sochi was a closed road passing through a mountain gorge. Before the development of infrastructure in Sochi, Krasnaya Polana was an unremarkable village. It was possible to get to there by a dangerous road laid along the rocks parallel to the mountain river. This road claimed the lives of dozens of people. Rockfalls and landslides often occurred here, and cars flew into the abyss on a slippery road. Today Krasnaya Polana can be easily reached by the highway through the mountains. A small section of the old road has been preserved, but driving it is prohibited. Even walking along the road, it becomes uncomfortable from the sight of rocks hanging over you and boulders of the size of a car wheel lying on the road. In some places the road was washed away by the river, and on the fence every now and then there are dents from boulders. One of the two existing highways ran parallel to the old road through a tunnel in the mountain. On especially dangerous sections of the old road, avalanche galleries in form of small tunnels with panoramic walls were installed. So the new road goes to the tunnel, absolutely safe tunnel, but we are walking literally under the massive rock, and just one stone can easily kill me. It was another massive rock fall. It's literally fucked this piece of metal. I don't want to stop at this trail. I want to just walk through it as fast as possible. Holy crap, guys! Look at this hole! Literally. Like it was... I believe that it was both hit by a rock fall and by the flow of the river. Like it was just washed, you know? Guys, here is the sign at the entrance. Each one who enters here should live the hope. Bloody hell. Where is this tunnel heading to? Alright guys, I eventually got to the end of this kind of tunnel. Here is sort of block construction. It looks like here was some kind of rockfall and the tunnel is no more accessible to get through it, but this is probably the end, you see? This is the blind alley. You see, guys are chilling. The monument to the soldiers who died here in 1920. More than 20 of them were killed here. One of the several protection tunnels. It has pretty unusual form with several columns. And here we come to the natural tunnel. Another memorial. This one is for a sport trainer, a woman who definitely died because of the rockfall from this canyon. Man, you never know when you die. Maybe one of these stone is ready to hit me right now. Highly unlikely, but still possible. You never know, man. Our life, like the life of this woman, can suddenly be finished, be ended. God damn it.